Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of Psychosins Psychoanalysis, the show that reviews the albums that I may have missed before they come out or didn't get sent to me by record labels, etc. But I've still got to review them for you, and today, I know, just to calm your minds, I know, this is primarily a metal and rock focused channel. However, if you go back, one of the first, well in fact I think it was the first ever review I'd done for this channel was Radiohead's last album 4 or 5 years ago. Now, they've released a new album, which is right here, A Moon-Shaped Pool, and allow me to explain. Radiohead have had a massive influence on the rock and metal scene. Tool, Spineshank, and many other bands have said how much of an influence they have had on their music. Maybe not directly, but in a way or other. And the other thing is, I am a massive Radiohead fan, and I thought, to honour being at this for about 4 or 5 years, on and off, I would review the new album. Don't worry, we will be continuing with reviewing rock and metal bands in the near future. But I thought I'd get this out, let you know what I thought of it as a metal fan and a Radiohead fan as well. And also, I'm going to be looking at maybe starting to do game reviews, depending on if I can work out how to capture gameplay footage and all that without being sued for posting it by the respective companies on YouTube. Nintendo, I'm looking at you. I know what you've been doing to Jim Sterling, etc. Anyway, let's get into it. A Moon-Shaped Pool is Radiohead's 9th studio album in a career that spans back to about 1992, when they first released their debut album, Pablo Honey, which got big off the back of the single Creep, which many of you know, and became a massive hit over in America and over here in the UK. It's still one of the best known songs by the band, which is a shame because they strayed completely away from that early grunge sound into something that can only be described as Radiohead. As we come into this new album, it has been 5 years since their last studio album, which was called King of Limbs, which was a pretty good album. It had a few songs that I never personally got into, and I was a bit wary that after this much time you had to wonder, was it all spent sort of refining their sounds, or would they go back to a more song-based sound on this new album, or would they continue with their experimental sound? And the answer is a resounding in the middle. They've kind of dialed back the experimentation a bit while bringing back the more song-focused style, as can be heard on the first singles, Burn the Witch and Daydreaming. Daydreaming being the more experimental of the two first singles from the album. The album in general continues that kind of dreamlike atmosphere that Radiohead have been creating for the last few albums since Kid A back in 2001, and they just masters of it. Tom York brings some, as always, oblique lyrics into the mix, along with his absolutely superb dreamlike voice. Admittedly, as always, Radiohead, not for everyone, I will admit, but again, they are pushing the envelope in new ways, bringing new sounds into it. But I am glad to hear them start bringing back stuff that, although Kid A and all that was good, it's good to hear them sort of focus a bit more on creating songs more than, I suppose, what you would describe as soundscapes. On here, some absolute highlights are definitely Burn the Witch, then Daydream, another absolute highlight. Glass Eyes is another fantastic song, and they have finally got round to doing a studio recorded version of a song they have been playing live for a good 15 years, I believe, which was True Love Waits, which was originally available as a live version, I believe, back on Amnesiac. Not Amnesiac, sorry, there was a mini live album that, I can't remember what it was called now, If All Could Go Wrong or something like that. Honestly, I'm a massive Radiohead fan. I'm kind of hating myself for getting the name of the live album. But anyway, all in all, is this a worthy follow-up to King of Limbs? Absolutely. Does it continue the Radiohead legacy? Yes. Does it piss all over other bands who keep ripping them off, i.e. Coldplay? Yes, because Coldplay are shit. And, does it continue sort of holding Radiohead in high esteem in my personal estimations, as it were? Yeah, definitely. It's an absolutely superb album. I've only listened to it once. I'm recording this literally 30 seconds after the last track played, which is the aforementioned True Love Waits. And honestly, musicianship is superb. The music is superb. They create that dreamlike atmosphere. Tom York, as always, absolutely on point. And just, you now can't describe this band as anything other than just Radiohead. Is it still depressing? a little bit, not as depressing as former albums, it has to be said. And that is something I've had levelled at me in the past, like, oh, why are you listening to Radiohead? They're so goddamn depressing. Have you guys heard Typo Negative? There we go. Not to have a sort of pop at Typo Negative, I love that band as well, but still. So yes, honestly, if you have ever liked anything by Radiohead, especially their later output, or are interested into getting into them, or you like your metal, you like your goth and all that, but want something sort of chill out to, really, can I recommend A Moon-Shaped Pool by Radiohead? Absolutely, definitely, go check it out. Really, I'm preaching to the converted here, because obviously if you're a Radiohead fan, you would have bought this on day of release and downloaded it, possibly on the when they originally done the digital downloads as well. I digitally downloaded it, never got round to listening to it, so I bought a physical copy the other week, and it's taken me this long to get round to listening to it because I've got a bit of a backlog. But yes, Radiohead, Moon-Shaped Pool, full 5 out of 5 from me. Go check it out. So there you go, ladies and gentlemen, they've pulled it out of the bag again, another fantastic album by Radiohead. Thank you very much for watching. I'll be back again very soon with another review. We'll be back to the rock and metal, don't worry. And I want to thank you very much for watching. Feel free to like and subscribe on this video, share it around on Facebook, etc. And also feel free to become my Patreon. I do have a Patreon. The link is there, and I'll also put the link in the comment section as well. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.